Hey guys, I'm back. I made it back. Michael and I flew home from Maui and we had just a wonderful time on our honeymoon. And I can't wait to show you more footage I got of the sea turtles, you guys. It's just wonderful. And Michael got some underwater footage as well. And so it takes me a little time to put all that together for you guys. So keep checking my channel and you'll see that shortly. I'll tell you what, it feels so good to be home. I sure do miss Maui though. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, I just realized that my battery is almost gone. Oh my gosh. Who does that when you're trying to make a video? Me. Groovy Kim. Yeah, sometimes I'm not so groovy. All right, I gotta charge my battery, you guys. I'll be right back.
One eternity later.
Let's try this again, shall we? Oh my. Well, it's good to be back home. Yeah, a whole 13 days in Maui. I still can't believe I was there, let alone have to come home. But as you can tell, I brought a little lot of Hawaii home with me. The spirit, that is, the spirit of aloha. I was taught that aloha doesn't just mean hello and goodbye, like us mainlanders seem to think. It's actually way more than that. It's steeped in love, and it's meant from the heart. And so when I said I brought some Hawaii home with me from my honeymoon, I meant I brought home the spirit of love. And these are actually wedding decorations, you know, left over from Michael and I's wedding. And so I decided, hey, why not? Why not go ahead and, when I get home, continue the loving feelings in my home. I can't live in Hawaii. I can't stay there forever at this moment in time. Maybe one day I will manifest that. Who knows? But for now, I figure, let me go ahead and bring the spirit with me. You know, that's the whole point of this journey. And that's the whole point of my YouTube channel, you guys, is to talk about how together we can create our own lives. We create our own destinies. We create our future, really, by the way we handle ourselves in the here and now. By the way we create our vision of how we want to be. If you want to be happy and healthy, you have to become it. Well, how do you become it? You just begin to create it. Let me show you around. So this is where Michael and I hang out at home. And I've got, oh, there's Climber. Climber's our kitty. Hi, Climber, how are you? Did you miss us on vacation? Oh, we love you so much. And you guys, look who else is here. Tinker! Tinkerbell. You were a good girl at Grandma and Grandpa's house while Mommy and Daddy were gone. Yes, you were. Good girl. She had to hang out with Patch, which is Michael's mom and dad's dog. And they had never hung out together before. And I guess she just played and ran around and played. Now Tinker is an older dog. She's a senior citizen. And so that was wonderful that she got her puppy on. Yeah, she did. Talk about letting her spirit fly. That's right. So anyway, we've got our little oasis we created back here. And then if you look this way, we're starting on this area, see? We got a lot to do. But we've got, you know, a back mural on the wall, and I've got some vines on the ceiling in here, and we've got a refrigerator. Michael has his barbecues, plural, of course. And we're working on things. We got a lot to do. But you know, the thing is, we created all of this. We created all of this. See if I can get it set up again for you guys. We sure did. We created all of it. And it starts with just a vision. And meditation is great for that. That quiets your mind, and that's actually when you go into a different vibration. You're changing your brain waves. And changing your brain waves can really calm you and put you into a state where your body can then heal. And you can also enter into what they call the quantum field. Now, brothers and sisters, this isn't a really strange woo-woo thing. You do this all the time naturally. You just don't realize it. It's when you all of a sudden come up with, this is just an example, all of a sudden come up with an idea and go, oh, that's it. Well, that's because you just tapped into the quantum field. And some people call it the Akashic field. And it's actually not up anywhere. I'm not sure why I do that. That's cultural training, right? It's actually all around us and inside us, and it's everything. It's everywhere. It's what we're made of. And it has to do on a subatomic level with all the electrons and neutrons and protons, and even smaller than that, quarks and the strings and string theory that, you know, quantum physics tells us. And the point is, everything is a vibration. Everything in this universe is a vibration on the subatomic level. This chair is literally a vibration, but it's at a whole different frequency. So to our senses, your sight and your touch, it seems solid. But that's just our human senses. It's actually not. Not on a subatomic level. It's a frequency. It's just a different frequency than ourselves or anything else. Everything in the universe is a frequency. Now, your body is meant to be at a certain frequency. Just like a radio station, you can dial into it. You're born naturally into it, unless, of course, the household, as you're developing, your vibration is coming into being. If the vibration around you, the environment around you, and it may not even be parents or grandparents or whoever that are vibrating at a horrible level, it could literally be the environment, like pollution, terrible pollution, you know, drinking lead in your water, anything. But, you know, normally what it is the emotions that are in us and how you perceive things. This is why twins can be so different, yet grow up in the exact same family with the exact same parents and the exact same situations, yet have totally different perceptions of how everything went down. Yeah, you know, we all perceive things differently. Heck, when I was a little kid, I perceived things horribly. I thought my father was a monster. I used to hide from him when I was little. Can you imagine my whole childhood? The minute I knew he was coming home from work, I was gone. I was out of there, baby. Yeah, I mean, I can smile about it now. Thank goodness. But that's part of what made me sick. I was vibrating out of fear. most of my little childhood. Then I became a teenager, and because of all of that, I got my own backbone, and I said, well, the heck with this. I'm gonna finally stand up for myself. And there was a lot of things going on around me at the time that were terrible vibrations. Racism was a big deal around my household and the town I lived in. And I felt it in my heart, and it literally made me sick. And the more I tried to communicate that something's wrong, this isn't right, the more the adults around me would make excuses like, Kim, you're not going to change it. It's always been that way. Leave it alone. Well, I found out years later, one of the reasons why I had such crappy coping skills and vibrated like this all the time, which ended up in disease later on. I go like this because I don't know if you can see my knees, but I've had, let me try to show you. I've had multiple knee surgeries, and you can see the scars. And look at all the muscle loss I have in my thighs. And that's just, oh, don't mind the bruises. That's from crawling around on rocks in Maui. Anywho, the thing is, I may not have gotten this centered. There we go. I had so much to overcome, you guys. I really did. And so by the time I was a teenager, I had had enough. And I think the breaking point was coming home to my father fashioning a noose. He wanted to teach me a lesson. Well, there was other breaking points. I guess that was just one. I actually had many. And anyway, I decided to pack my bags and I was going to just run away. Now, not that that was a great idea, but at the time it felt like survival. Where was my mom, you ask? Well, poor lady, she was putting up with this abusive man for years. And I don't think she really knew what to do or how to get out of it. I mean, her generation, it was kind of still taboo to divorce. You hung in there, and you, especially if you have kids, right? You hang in there. And so she did. And, I learned from her. I did the same thing. My first marriage, I hung in there for the kids. And if you're not vibrating correctly, you have to be the captain of your avatar. This is your avatar, your body. You're born with it, right? And you only get to have it for so many years, however long your life is. And so, if you're gonna vibrate out of coherence and be all over the map, and I'm talking about on the inside, you guys, on a subatomic level, literally when you're upset or you're scared or you're frustrated or you're just not happy and you walk around with indigestion, these are all bodily signs that are telling you that something's not right. Psoriasis, breakouts of any kind. Your skin is your largest organ of the body, and I'm sure you know that. But that it's the largest indicator of stress in the body, that something's not right, that you're not addressing. It all comes down to perceptions and what's going on with your thought processes. So it's important to take a little inventory. Stop every single day for a few minutes. Some people call it meditation. Call it whatever you want, but just get quiet for a minute and breathe through the nose, nice and slow. Sure, you've heard me talk about breathing through the nose, nice and slow, which does wonders, you guys. It releases so many wonderful chemicals that then signals all of your systems it's time to settle down and recalibrate that vibration so that you can then get back into healing mode, which is what we're trying to do, right? And also, just to begin to change your mindset about things so that you can maintain that better vibration, healing vibration. Because when you're out of sync, all your systems are like a symphony. And if the horn section, you know, the wind section of the orchestra, you know, if you're breathing, your respiratory section of this orchestra is not in sync and not flowing in the vibration of all the other systems, eventually the whole thing is incongruent and not working together correctly. And then you get inflammation, and then over time, with that always as a constant dull roar throughout your body, you end up with disease like I did. Now, I feel like I don't really have it anymore. It's not totally gone because I do have flare-ups now and then. The difference is I now know how to stop myself when I have a flare-up and say, wait a minute, what's going on? What's going on right here? What have you been thinking about? Oh, that's right, that one person. And what they did, and you're worried about that. Or what they did, and you didn't like what they said. Or anything. Stop yourself. Teach yourself to catch yourself in those moments. This is part of the maintenance, right? This is the maintenance that I have to do and that I'm learning to do. It's an ongoing process in order to keep and maintain that nice vibration in all of my cells of my body. So closing your eyes and taking a slow, deep breath with me really benefits your health. Once you're calm and you can feel those chemicals rush in, allow yourself to really notice them. When you let yourself really breathe in deep and slow, do it several times. I say at least 8 to 10 times. Do it with me. Go really deep. Really reach down. Now, as you do this, notice other sensations around you. And notice how wonderful it is that you have the ability to sense things. And that you also have the ability to practice improving each and every one of those senses. Like the ability to sense when your vibration is off, so that you can quickly assess a situation, just like a first responder would. Keep breathing. And so you breathe nice and deep, and that way you're sure that whatever decision you make is made with calmness and with the heart, with love, rather than from a rash, analytical mind. Because when you think with the heart, the decision will be wise. Remember to always acknowledge your heart. It's always there with you. And it has lots and lots of neurons. Your brain isn't the only organ that has neurons. Did you know that, brothers and sisters? Did you know that your gut also has neurons? That's like when you have gut feeling. It's true. You really do feel with your gut. And it's important to listen to that. That is your intuition. You know what it is? The intuition? That is your senses interpreting the quantum field. When you listen, you are listening to that information. That information is all around you at all times. But you have to quiet your mind to be able to hear it. And you can't force it, and there's no need to. Just quiet your mind. Remember, you have your analytical mind, which is your messy mind. And you have your wise mind. When you slow your breath down, you'll be able to clearly see both of them. And then you can choose the wise one. You know, it just takes a little bit of practice. I think one of the most important things is to be patient with yourself and realize that you're born with that ability. You're born with it. Every single person on this planet is born with that ability. And all it takes is a little bit of belief in yourself, and you're off and going. And you know what's really groovy about it? The more you see that it's working and you believe, the more you believe, and then it feeds on itself, and the more it becomes real and true. It starts here with the belief, pairing it with the emotion of love and gratitude. You may not be able to feel it at first, but you have to practice and allow that, because none of this begins to really work until you allow yourself to go, isn't this wonderful? Yes, isn't this wonderful? Life is a joy. It's a joy that I'm alive. It's a joy that you're alive. It's a joy that you're here. It's a joy that you're learning to overcome. It's a joyful, joyful miracle that we all have this ability. And that we just have to practice a little and learn from each other. I had to learn from others too. And Climber here, she has to learn from me how to dance every day because I insist on it. She has dance lessons and she doesn't mind. In fact, I'll put her down. She'll act like she doesn't like it. And she always comes back. I'll turn my stereo really loud. And my goodness, she said, Climber! You can tell it's been hot around here. I'll tell you hot. Oh my gosh, when we got back from our honeymoon in Maui, which you guys was average between about 75 and 85, you know, like 75 at night, 85 in the day. Just perfect when you're by the ocean, right? We come home. It's 109, 110 here in Washington State. I couldn't believe it. None of us could. We were like, oh, You know, it was so hot. My poor little hummingbird feeders. I went to go change them and, give them some fresh food. It was so hot that the hummingbird food actually turned to rock candy. I'm not kidding. There was little rock. Let me show you a picture of it. Can you believe that? Now that's hot. Hummingbird food turning to rock candy. Oh my gosh. And thank goodness my boys, who are, I still call them boys, they're men now. Mama left strict instructions to water everything while I was gone. So thank goodness my plants were okay and our yard was okay. Boy, my Zen garden. If you haven't seen my Zen garden, check it out. There's a video of it on my channel. It's there. You'll see a picture of it. It's got the big swirly thing. See? There it is. Anywho, look at that. That's really cool. And anyway, boy, that's a mess. I have to weed that. The weeds are terrible, you guys. That beautiful swirly part, it's not so beautiful right now. But that'll be an upcoming video. And you know what? Like I say, that in itself, that Zen garden, is a meditation. I let those weeds be part of my meditation, just like the weeds in your life, which is another video I made, pulling weeds in life or something like that. I'll show you. See? That one. Anyway, if we just think about things like that, little irritants in your life as being, this isn't so bad. In fact, I can make it into a meditation. Like anything, like washing the dishes. That's another video I made. Oh, so that's the point, you guys. Sorry I keep scratching. Climber's fur is all over me. All right. You can turn anything into fun. You can allow yourself to relax by paying attention to your breathing, slowing your heart rate down, pairing your loving thoughts with how wonderful and beautiful life is and that you're here. And that's really groovy. And that will go ahead and make your vibration smooth out and go back to homeostasis, back to where it's supposed to be, so that then rejuvenation can then resume. Because that's groovy. All right, guys. Love you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Until next time.